Welcome back to Barbecue with Greg. Let's put that meat on the grill. Let's get started. Well, hello there, barbecue friends. Today, we're gonna dig out the Louisiana Grills Pellet Grill here. We're gonna fire that up. We got a cold, snowy day here today, so we're gonna get things going. So today on the pellet grill, we're gonna cook some roasted potatoes and some jalapeno poppers. I know you've seen me do jalapeno poppers before in the past, but these roasted potatoes, they always turn out so perfect. I just want to show you what I'm doing. Now while this is warming up, I'll show you what I did to prep the cook. Okay, we're gonna start off here with our jalapenos. We're gonna slice the stem off, cut them in half, and scoop out the insides with a spoon. Lay them all out on the tray. For this amount of jalapenos, we're gonna use 1 brick of cream cheese. We're gonna use a whole pack of bacon. I cut this in half just to get started. I'm gonna start off with our cream cheese, put it in the pepper. We're gonna then take half a slice of bacon, wrap it all up, and we're gonna set it here on these perforated trays to get ready for the barbecue. Once they're all done, we're gonna put them in the fridge until our barbecue's ready to go. Okay, after a few minutes here, our pellet grill has now reached our 400 degrees. I'll show you how I prepared these ahead of time. I started off with these yellow potatoes. You could use any potato for this. Then I quartered them, maybe a little bit more on the bigger ones, and I put them in this bag, just trying to get each piece to be uniform in size. Then I added some olive oil, probably a couple tablespoons. Then I'm gonna add roughly a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper. Then I take the bag, close it up, roll all this around just to incorporate everything all around, and then it's gonna sit in the fridge till it's time to go on the grill. Okay, now that we have these outside, I prepared 2 baking trays with some parchment paper. Here's our potatoes that have been in the fridge for about 3 hours now. You can see it accumulated a lot of liquid at the bottom. I'm just going to drain off some of that liquid. There we go. Now I'm going to evenly divide it between both pieces of parchment paper here. Okay, and we're going to set these in the grill. One on there. One on there. All right, we're going to let these potatoes go at 400 degrees for a half hour. Then I'll bring you back. Then we'll put our jalapeno poppers on. All right, these roasted potatoes have now been on here for about a half hour at 400 degrees. Now I got our jalapeno poppers out of the fridge. And of course, I don't want to cook those at 400 degrees. So I'm going to turn the temperature down to 325 on here. Now I had these in the fridge. I just covered them in foil while they were in there. And as you saw, I put them on these perforated trays here that go on the barbecue. I find these work really well with this. Catches that bacon grease and that, just a little less mess in the end. I'm going to slide these up on the upper rack, just like that. So we're just going to let all this cook away. It's probably going to take another hour and a half or so. I'll bring you back when we do the next step. All right, these jalapeno poppers have now been on for an hour and a half. The roasted potatoes have been on for 2 hours. I'll bring you in for a closer look, show you what everything looks like. All right, first these potatoes. You can see these are just looking fantastic here. Nice, dried out, nicely roasted. All the edges look so nice. Jalapeno poppers. You can see our pepper is nice and cooked. Our bacon looks nice and cooked. You can see how that bacon just tightens around everything. These are done. We'll do a quick taste test here before I bring everything in the house. Of course, like I said, look at these potatoes. They're just beautiful. The crunch around all those edges. So good. That salt and pepper just works perfect on them. These are just going to be beautiful. Put those in a bowl. Wow. I think the trick is to these potatoes is when you put them in that bag with a little bit of salt and pepper, the moisture comes out of it before you do your cooking. Man, they turn out nice and crispy every time. Jalapeno poppers. These might be a little hot coming right off the grill like that, but look. Just look at that. The way that bacon just wraps around. You can see that nice cook on the pepper. And those perforated trays that they're sitting in catches a lot of that grease, so it saves you a lot of cleanup later on. Let's give it a taste. These are just beautiful on the pellet grill. Well, if you enjoyed this cook, I appreciate you give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more cooks like this, click that subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Barbecue with Greg.
Thanks for watching Barbecue with Greg, one of those barbecue cooking shows people watch on YouTube sometimes.